Rob Lurie from CTV on the. Rob, did you sprint to the office from the lockup? Wow.
I'm still in the lockup. I sprinted to get my phone
Good for you.
from that envelope that they make you put it in.
Yeah. All right. Look, first number I saw, $11 billion deficit. Take it from there. What else do we know?
Yep, the projected deficit, $11 billion, and that's if things stay as projected. If things get worse, it could go even higher. That is the big headline of this budget. The net debt now stands at $220 billion, servicing that debt just under $10 billion a year. So that is one of the big headlines. The other one, no balanced budget before 2029, 2030.
I will put, but by the way, that no balanced budget to 2029, 2030, that's complete contradiction to what we heard a couple of days ago, which was 2027, 2028, is it not?
Yep, absolutely. It's been delayed, and that was also another surprise. I could go over some other highlights if you want to hear them, Eric.
Yeah, by all means.
All right, you're not going to be getting a tax cut. I don't think that's going to surprise you too much in those days. The days of those $500 checks, those seem a long way away. There is a little bit of good news for one small group of people. Disabled seniors will see their pensions enhanced by about $4,000 a year. That's going to help out 77,000 people. Smokers will pay more. Remember the days of the old taxes on cigarettes and alcohol going up? Well, this time, smokers are going to be paying more, $2 a carton starting tomorrow, and another $2 in a year from now. I did the math, Aaron. It's 1 cent a cigarette. That amount is supposed to bring in $300 million over 5 years, so about $60 million a year. Kelly Gregg and I were trying to figure out how many cigarettes you need to smoke to get rid of that deficit, but we weren't able to do it.
Okay.
Subsidies for electric cars. You were just talking about those. They are cut pretty much in half. From $7,000, they'll now go to around $4,000, and in 2027, they will be cut completely. There are still some federal subsidies available. There is some new money to protect the environment. We're talking about $128 million. New money to protect the French language, $187 million. And there is new money to protect the English language and the English community. They're going to see some increase by $900,000. Percentage-wise, it's actually fairly significant.
Well, hold on. Let me go through that. Go through that again. So, first of all, to protect the French language, how much?
$187 million. That's new money.
Okay, and the English language? $900,000.
In new money, it's $900,000.
Okay. And is that money earmarked for Quebec Community Groups Network, or they said how it's to be spent?
No, it's we have so far been unable to figure out exactly where that money is going.
Okay, so it's just a number, and it's English language, and it's $900,000.
So it's important to understand that the various initiatives that are announced in the budget are always announced for with a 3-year timeline. So this was money that was announced last year, and it is still happening.
Okay.
That money was not cut.
So not new money, just the money that was there is not being cut, but the money on the French side is new money.
Well, no, it is new money.
It's very hard to keep up.
It's essentially new money.
Okay. Beyond that, go over that electric car thing again, because the first headline I saw, Rob, said the government's doing away with this, but it's going to be in stages. So repeat again what's happening. If you're in the market for an EV and you were hoping to get a provincial handout, how is it going to work?
So those subsidies are being cut almost in half. It was around $7,000 before. Now it's going to go down to $4,000. Okay. And if you have a plug-in hybrid, the subsidy is going down to $2,000. And those subsidies will stop completely in 2027.
Okay, so you have from now until then, unless they change it again, you can still buy an electric car. Your subsidy will be reduced, but eventually it disappears by 2027. All right.
Yes, and there are still federal subsidies available.
Anything in there from what you've seen so far, and I realize there's a lot to go through here, healthcare and education, which are two of the things that Eric Girard had spoken about. What's in the budget with respect to them?
So there is about $2 billion. There's a lot of different ways to cut it, and some people are going to have different numbers. But the way we look at it, it's $2 billion more for health care. It's two. Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, still there.
Yeah, sorry. So it's about $2 billion more for health care.
Okay.
Now we know that $360 million this year will go towards access, and that money is recurring, so an extra 360 for the next 3 years. We did speak to some people who says that in the healthcare sector who say that money will definitely help, but it is not a game changer for it. So what they thought was needed was a plan, and what they say so far, the early analysis of this, is that there doesn't seem to be a game plan with this beyond creating Santé Quebec. And what they say they would have liked to see more of is money to hire more frontline healthcare workers.
All right, so that's healthcare, again, that number $2 billion. On education, what do you see there?
There is a bonification in education. We are still trying to figure out which dollars are going towards salary raises for teachers and what are new initiatives. We do know that a lot of the previously announced plans, for example, for catch-up after the strike, those are in place, and those are numbered in this budget.
Okay. Are we leaving? I'm asking about healthcare education. You mentioned the budget deficit overall. Anything we're leaving out here? Anything you saw in there that kind of stood out to you?
Yeah. So there's a few places where people are disappointed. Business groups very disappointed because a lot of tax credits to hire new workers, those have run out and they are not being renewed. So business groups say this is terrible news because now not only are they dealing with higher interest rates and a slowing economy, but now they're losing their tax credits, which could have helped them. So they're very disappointed in that. I'm trying to think if there was another thing that really stuck out. They're going to be asking for more money from Hydro-Quebec, Lotto Quebec, and the SAQ and the SQDC. They're going to be looking for $1.6 billion more from those entities. We don't know exactly how. We believe that will take place in so-called efficiencies. So to make those provincially owned corporations more efficient and profitable.
Yeah, or higher prices across the board. I mean, if Hydro, and what did we say? I think it was $1 billion less given by Hydro to the provincial budget last year. So they're obviously having to make that money up. But that doesn't preclude prices going up, right?
Well, they say no.
Yeah, they say, right, okay.
There is one other thing that was interesting that we had to get clarification on, which is that they will be reviewing the provincial sales tax. Now, we did ask the finance minister if that means that the provincial sales tax is going up, and he said there are no plans to raise the provincial sales tax. However, other people in the finance department said we could potentially look at other things that will now have provincial sales tax charged on them. There was also in housing, some people in the construction industry were asking that the provincial sales tax be removed from the construction of new rental units. That did not happen either.
Right.
So they are very disappointed. They say that will not help to stimulate the building of more houses.
Can you go back again? I know you covered this before for people who might not have heard it. This idea about were these for people who are retired? What is going to happen? There more money being made available to them?
These are disabled seniors.
Disabled seniors, okay.
So this represents about 77,000 people. They will see their pensions enhanced by $4,000 a year.
Okay, that's disabled seniors. Trying to make notes as quick as I can. By the way, I'm seeing a note now from the Montreal Economic Institute kind of breaking this down. And I wasn't aware of this. Did you know it says the Quebec government now with this $11 billion deficit that they've just announced, that represents $8 billion more than it was projecting in November.
Yep.
That's 4 months ago.
Yep.
That's staggering. So there you go. $11 billion deficit. That's what we are facing right now.